it's a weird time of year, honestly, for me to have a new boat. It's always, you know, wintertime. I'm always in long pants, sweatshirt, and that kind of stuff. But the new Nitro Z-21 XL got it really, really early. They wanted us to have this boat, you know, to be able to fish the last few of the Bass Pro Tour events out of. So I'm super excited to have had this boat so early, and I'll have this boat all next year as well. So, you know, this will be an odd deal for me to have a boat 18 months like I will with this one. But really excited about it. It's a totally new boat, top to bottom. A new hull, new top cap, new layout. Everything about this boat is brand new. You know, some of the great stuff that we've had from the Z9 to the Z21, now in the XL, some of that stuff is still carried over, but some of the stuff has definitely changed. So, yeah, I want to go through this boat front to back and kind of just walk through it real quick and show you everything that's on. I guess since I'm inside, we'll start in here. Start at the front, running 3 Humminbird Helix 12s, got my 360 unit on one, got my new Humminbird Mega Live. As of filming this, I've had very little on the water time with it, but got that on its own dedicated unit. And then the third Humminbird Helix 12 up there is for 2D and map. Of course, the Ultrex, you know, and then my Talon buttons up there, all that stuff's still basically the same. And then up here, so in the layout, one thing that's definitely new on this boat are these little small, you know, day boxes here. It's a great place to put whatever Parker and I fished a Tuesday night. Our first fish caught in this boat, Parker caught on his first cast, and we won the first tournament we fished out of it. So no pressure going forward. But, you know, something that where you can just keep, you know, you can keep a few bags of soft plastics, maybe an extra crankbait, whatever you're using. You can keep that right here, right under your feet. So super handy there. Of course, my rod straps. And some of the carpet decals are going to change. Like we're going to get a new one of these, go up there. I don't have my Bass Pro one to go here. Some stuff is going to change a little bit, but just going through kind of the layout of it. A big difference here. Before in the Z21, this was one box, and then this was split into 2 boxes. So, you know, definitely a big difference here with these 2 big giant boxes that open towards the front. And you can see, you know, that they're designed to where Plano style boxes fit, you know, fit that way. And then you've got some extra rod storage up there as well. And then it's actually got a little place over there. I put a piece of angle, hold those spools of line. I think Lance at Nitro is going to come up with something. I already sent him an idea of, you know, kind of an extra little deal over there. But it's a really neat storage, you know, a lot of room in this boat. Of course, got those TH tackle titans up there, and then got some extra little clips here. Work good for holding, you know, holding buzz baits or jigs or soft plastics, bags of those. A lot of different stuff there, and these have some strip LED lights in them here with those buttons. So you raise the lid when you got the power on, and the lights will come on. And then over here on this side, very similar, kind of what we've had. I've still got a few rods thrown in over there, and took this divided that I've used in my other boats and cut it to fit. So then it kind of gives me some little compartments, you know, to store stuff in. Over here, same deal with the top, tool holders. Got that stuff there. Still got some trash in here. Jenny's not cleaned out my trash yet from Parker not fishing. Cooler, very similar, you know, to what it has been. Look, there's a fish scale, probably off of one of those hybrids or white bass Parker caught the other day. Same deal here with this slide drawer. Got our scales, dye, all kind of stuff in there. What else? This center. Oh, this molded in. Where the other one was like a carpet covered. This one's fiberglass. It's got a little.
And what about what your feet are on?
Yeah, so it's got like C-deck kind of material down here on the floor, which is really nice because that stuff dries so fast. You get water down here when it was carpet, it's like it would stay wet forever. But with that, dry really quick, so that's nice. It's all, you know, edged and stuff. It's got the Nitro logo, but carpet decals still go to it just as well. Yeah, sitting here on a Dalco Cruise Air seat. Of course, 2 more Helix 12s there. Same way I've ran them for several years. But mounted my AquaView camera here again on a Railblazer. That is a side port mount, and then I've got one down here mounted to the side, if you can see it, but I've got my phone holder on, so I'll be able to keep my phone right there where I can see it at all times, strapped in. My AquaView camera that I can use it. You know, here when I'm idling around graphing stuff, I can drop that down really easily and see that too. So that's kind of where we're at here at the console.
What your seats? What
What's
do
the
they
what?
do? What do your
The
seats
Dalco
do?
Cruise Air?
Yeah.
So it's got a airbag in the butt part, you know, that you can add air to or let air out of, and then you can
Adjust
add
back.
air to the back of it. You know, when it's really rough, a lot of waves and stuff, you can push yourself up onto that steering wheel a bit more and have a little more support that way. So it's definitely a excellent ride. One thing I always do is I take the exact tray. I've got one spare tray, so I take the one out of my old boat, I put it right in my new boat. So this one's like 5 years old. And then I just set the new one out, and it's got all my extra paperwork and everything, and I just set it over there, and at the end of the year I switch it out. So that works really well.
Just so you don't have to take the stuff out and put it in a new tray.
Yeah, it works really well. Live wells are good. Parker and I used those the other night. First time fishing in this boat and actually used the live wells in it, so I could, for our next tournament, I could hook these, because that's what this is actually for, is to put your cold tags on. Make sure, I mean, the tournament we fished the other night, I don't think any of the fish we caught had them, but man, use a type of cold tag that doesn't poke a hole in those fish's lip. A lot of the fish, I called it chickamauga. You would get a hold of that fish, you put your thumb in his lip, and you just run it right through it. Or there was a hole already there because they had been on a penetrating style cold tag. Man, don't. There's so many good ones. These are Rapala ones. I don't care what kinds you use. Don't use penetrating cold tags. It's not worth it. I mean, those fish, our fisheries are fished so hard anymore, and we catch a lot of the same fish. It's just the way it is. The dumb ones are dumb ones. Those are the ones we catch. Yeah, that one's clean. So yeah, just a little conservation tip. Don't use penetrating cold tags. Fish major league fishing, catch, weigh, and release. You don't even, all you have to do is pierce the lift to weigh them in. But most of the stuff out there, obviously you got to bring it back. So. Coming back here, this box is actually the most noticeably smaller in this boat compared to my 21. It's also a place where we're not at a whole lot, you know, other than for your batteries. I've got my spare prop back here, but I've already switched them. You know, got my lithium pros in here, got a spare 4-blade Fury there, with my 100 amp hour, or actually 80 amp hour trolling batteries. I think it is a 100 amp hour crank battery. I've got an extra life jacket, a little toolbox, a paddle for my push pole back there, adapter. Then this little tray, got a spare hub, a couple blocks of wood for taking a prop off if I need to, voltmeter, spare trolling motor prop, wrench, just a little bit of stuff there. That tray sits just like so. All that stays put. And then over here is probably pretty empty. Some rain suits, Parker's life jacket, just that in there. And this is something I've not been doing. I don't know why, but that is a great place to store your throw cushion. Just slide that seat forward and then slide it back and lock that in. That was really, I don't know why it took me so long to realize that.
And are you supposed to do that?
It's supposed to be accessible, not in a box like where it usually was. And then I always put my push pole there, my super stick. It's right there, super handy. So that is the outside.
Oh, your little, you didn't pull out your little.
Yeah, measuring tape's in the same place. 15-inch measuring board. The smallmouth we caught the other day, because I didn't put an 18-inch measuring board in the boat, I had to take my file and kind of double check about 3 inches, add to that. I was like, and then the fish was, you know, he was out here, he was like 19. I was pretty sure when I caught him, he was a keeper, but I just wanted to double check, so that's kind of how we had to redneck ingenuity that. But yeah, that's basically it for the inside. Really, the biggest change definitely is up there on the front, that different layout, those 2 little small day boxes. That's the biggest change on the inside. The hull is a little bit different. It does ride really well. I've not had it in rough water yet, but it is going to cut the water really good. Guys that I've talked to were like, man, it's so much softer, you know, of a ride. One thing, come right over here and point it right here in front of the motor. So this, you can see that?
Yes.
Right there.
Uh-huh.
Even if you forget to put the plug in before you put the boat in the water, that's all you got to do.
So much better than loading it on the trailer.
So much better than being like, oh man, plugs out.
How many times have we done that?
Several.
A lot.
I did it this year with Parker and Johnny.
Yes.
As a matter of fact. When we put it on a dirt ramp, so had to run right back over and load it up. But yeah, the boat's only been in the water twice.
So
I went and ran it some and fished that with Parker. Going around the outside, I guess, 2 10-foot talons, black. I did the black 12-inch Atlas jack plate back there on the back of it. Of course, Mercury 250 Pro XS, that 4-stroke we've been running several years now. Yeah, show them that.
What is?
So that is a spare side imaging transducer. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll have this boat for 18 months, which is longer than usual for me. And I may at some point in time just be like, hey, I want to, you know, just try a different transducer. I may tear the one on there off. So while the guys were rigging it, I had them go ahead and just run an extra one. I mean, each of those units are side imaging units. So I had them go ahead and run that extra transducer. So if something happens, I've got one already ran. I don't have to go through the boat, pull a bunch of wires, and do that. So
It's like the smartest thing you've done.
I was thinking ahead.
That is.
Definitely thinking ahead. But yeah, those 2 talons. There's really not like in the hull enough to show you the difference.
I know people ask why you choose kind of like Talon over Raptor.
Over Raptor, yeah. So one I like, for me, these are 10-foot talons, okay? A 10-foot Raptor is like that much taller. I mean, it's another solid foot taller for the same amount of depth. So that, for one, is big. For me personally, you don't have to install a pump inside the boat. These, all you need to go inside are just strictly the wires. And then another big thing for me, filming out of this thing the way I do, is being able to mount that Railblazer mount right here. That is a track loader. It's on a 45-degree angle, and it's got USB power. So there's power inside this housing right here on the front of that talon. I can run the wire right inside there. I mean, you don't even see a wire, you wouldn't even know it. But the wires run inside there. I did this just the other day in literally 15 minutes. Because I've done it on the last like 4 or 5 boats or something. But tied it to power inside of that talon housing. And now I've got power. I can stick my GoPro in there, a little bit of short cord, plug it up. I'm good to go for as long as I want to film. So that's a huge plus for me. But there's a lot. I love those talons. I don't have any issue out of them. They work. They stop the boat. They hold me in position. They do what I need a shallow water anchor to do. You know. So yeah, that's a big reason I like those. To get the same size package, I'd have to drop down to an 8-footer, and I love to be able to anchor with a boat in 7, 8 feet of water like I can do with those 10-footers. Got a few stickers, MLF decals, still got to add. And
We got to change some of that stuff, yeah.
We got to move some of this around, tighten some of it up, replace some General Tire stuff. And I don't have my Generals on here yet. They're stacked up right here in front of the boat to get installed. Kind of looking around to see. This is a different jack than what we've had. It's a little bit slower in gear ratio, but it is a very, very strong jack, it feels like.
And that box was on the last one too.
It was, yeah.
Yep.
This little storage box here. I've not really found a use for it yet, as far as exactly what I think I want to put in it.
My guess is that maybe you're supposed to put some kind of like tools, like if you have a tire, you know, something
You can
blow out or.
You put some tools in there to, to work with, but yeah, I've just not found a use for it yet, because it's going to get wet, it's not waterproof. One thing, the units up here, as well as at the console, these 3 up here are on a triple Bass Boat Technologies mount. The 2 at the console are on a dual Bass Boat Technologies mount. Super rigid, very, very, very robust. Never have any issues out of those. That's how all those are.
Oh, you don't have your foot sticky pad on here yet.
No, I don't have my cool
foot. Can't think of what it was called.
Yeah, TH Cool Foot. I don't have that on there yet.
Yeah,
actually,
we got it ordered. It may already be here. We
I
just
just haven't put it on there
it's
yet.
a work in progress still.
Yeah, it's still a lot of stuff unfinished. Got the G-force handle on there on the trolling motor. A few things to fix as far as some decals, and she'll be good to go. Maiden voyage for this one will be Stage 6 Bass Pro Tour, Lake Champlain.
I mean, that'll be the debut, but I mean, technically you're going to film out of it first.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll film some monster bass before that, but tournament
will
wise,
be.
other than the Tuesday nighter.
Yep.
Newport Tuesday nighter. That was the tournament debut. Yeah. Got an auto retriever here. You want to show them that? You tell them what that is.
It's an auto retriever.
What does it do?
When your bait gets stuck and it's on brush. Oh, hold on. You got to get it out of the package. I can't do that one-handed. And you put that on your line. Yes, and then you take this contraption and put it on your line.
Yeah.
And then you send it down, and it gets your bait off of the rock or the stump or the brush pile.
Yeah.
And then it fishes it out. It retrieves it.
You would know a lot about your bait getting stuck in the rock or the brush, right?
Ha 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 ha.
I didn't see your face.
No.
Yeah.
They can sense the look that I'm giving. Yes.
Yep.
Are they all going to be this? Are they all going to be this color?
I think they'll be different colors.
Oh, that's
but I'm
cool.
not sure.
But yeah, getting closer to that launching.
It's only been like 3 years in progress.
It's been a work in progress, and of course we can't count like COVID year just stopped everything. So
yeah, as far as new product development, it's slowed down.
But we got to update some packaging and
getting close.
Getting closer though.
Yep. Okay.
That's it.
Thank y'all for watching. 2022 model Nitro Z-21 XL boat walkthrough. There won't be one in January this year.
Nope.
This is it.
This is it. We're done.
So, yep, this is the 2022 boat walkthrough.